Today we're going to focus on TeamWork, which some of you may have seen before, and we're focusing on alerts and exceptions. So we'll talk a bit about management by exception, an overview of TeamWork for those of you who haven't seen the launch, and then we'll go straight into 3 real-life scenarios. So proof of delivery management on order shipments, alert when vendor bank details change in EFT, and we'll also talk about monitoring and alerts around GL journals chat. TeamWork was developed in conjunction with ORCID and AutoSimply, so I think most of you don't need an introduction of AutoSimply. Our friends based in Hong Kong who are very well known for their manufacturing and mobile apps product, Barcode and Sells Anywhere. ORCID, again, we probably don't need a long introduction, but we are based in Sydney, Australia, so it is almost beer o'clock here on Friday. We've been around for 30 years. And we have over 7,000 Sage 300 sites supported by business partners in more than 80 countries. And we have a broad range of products for Sage 300. And last year, that expanded with a new module called TeamWork, developed jointly with AutoSimply, which basically integrates AC chat, so AutoSimply's chat app, to a Sage 300 using extender workflow capability, and information manager nodes. So this is what we're going to focus on today in the context of managing by exception. But first, if we think that this micromanagement is one way of managing your business and your employees, where every single detail is controlled by management, and laissez-faire management, which is you can do whatever you want, provided you keep making money. We have in the middle management by exception, where management remains very much accountable, but doesn't get involved in day-to-day activities, only gets involved when there's a red flag that suggests a big risk is about to happen, or a really big positive exception is about to happen, like a new sales order, and we may need to change our standard process. Different people may need to get involved and know what's going on. We have previously talked about managing by exception. We do have a page on our website around it, and we were focusing on those 5 key steps of managing by exception. First, you have to define what is an exception in your business. Is it around a big order? Is it around customer changing address, a new customer, a new GL account, change in your budget? Then you need a way, preferably automated, to identify these exceptions that happens in real time rather than just receiving a bunch of reports when you see something needs to be investigated. And escalating means that the right people get the right information when they need it in the tool that they need it at the time. And then you also need to be able to investigate those exceptions to get a bit more detail about what happened. And the last step, which is probably the most important one from a management point of view, is how do I remediate? What do I need to do with that information? If it's a risk, well, how do I deal with that problem about to happen? Or if it's a good positive exception, well, how do I make the most of it? So what we're going to focus on today is really real-time alerts in a chat environment that can support what we looked at before, which is using Process Scheduler or Info Explorer or Extender to send you notification on a regular basis. For those of you who missed the launch of TeamWork last year, it is a made-for-mobile chat app for collaboration, chat, and approval in Sage 300. So you can chat about Sage 300 records in a secure manner. You can configure alerts, and they're all created in real time when something changes in Sage 300, so a new record or a change of an existing record. This all supports all Sage 300 security rules, and there are security rules within the chat app itself so that certain users can only see what they need to see in the chat. So while you can talk about any Sage 300 records outside of Sage 300 in WhatsApp or by email, with TeamWork and the chat, it all happens within Sage 300 in a secure and auditable manner. So we have audit trails of everything that happens, your chats, your alerts, your approvals. In the app, we can update optional fields, so we can view the information that's been surfaced in the app. We can also update the optional fields that we have configured to be updatable. Upload documents and photos that are then visible within the Sage 300 interface. So it's really a way to link your front office users who are on the road with their mobile device to the back office, people who are in Sage 300 all the time. When you're using it for approvals, you can monitor your current workflow task list within the app, and you can also action all your workflows, so approve or reject or comment on a approval request, whether you're in the office or on the road. All this is built on extended configurable workflow rules, so that's both for alerts and approvals, and we'll have a look at some of the options in that regard. The app is installed from your mobile app store, so it works on your Android phones, tablets, Apple devices, tablets and phones, as well as Windows app. So what we're going to do today is look at 3 real-time alert scenarios. First, in the sales order process, where the aim is really to improve your customer experience, and we're going to look at an example of an order shipment in Sage 300 and tracking the proof of delivery. We have a scenario around AP process with the aim to improve compliance, and the alert will happen when a vendor EFT bank detail change. And then a GL journal alert, which really is around compliance, making sure your accounts are as accurate as possible and meeting auditors' requirements. So we're going to discuss GL journals. So the way it works is Anne has a phone and I'm in the back office in Sage 300. And as you can see, we're casting the phone here on the left-hand side. And our first scenario is around an OE example. An OE shipment example where we have configured the alerts so that the OE shipment to location 1 Anne will receive the alert, and as a delivery driver, she needs to deliver and get the proof of delivery in the app and attach other information and get the signature as well. And then in Sage 300, we will see how we can view all that information and how it is configurable. So I'm now going to go into Sage 300. Hopefully you can still see my screen. And we have entered an order. The order could have come in from Sage CRM, from the website, through the API on the Sage desktop screens or on the web screens. And the same with the shipment. Here I'm going to enter a shipment on the Sage desktop screens, but if the shipment is created with AutoSimpli barcode or with other warehouse management system that create order shipments in Sage 300, same thing could happen. So here I'm going to select my order that I want to ship. Oops, not this one. Yes. So it's order 88 for location 1. And as we know, location 1 and should receive an alert. So I'm going to ship this order. Yep, that is fine. So as I'm posting the shipment, it's an immediate alert. You can hear the beep, beep, beep on Anne's phone. And we can see here that the alert has been created. I'm seeing it as a note in the back office. So now I'm going to hand over to Anne to tell us what she's doing on her phone.
Okay, so I see the shipment 68, which is being created. And, I recognize this customer and need to chat to Terence about it. But I notice, look up the top, we've only got myself and the TeamWork team in this chat. So what I can do is go and add a, nope, not there. I can go and add Terence to the chat because I just want to loop him in and tell him that I'm doing the delivery because he's got to go and contact them to help them with the installation shortly after that. I'm also able to run queries. So the one that we've got configured around the shipment is the total shipment value, which is 6,700, and the state that it's being delivered to. So that is configurable through a SQL query, what information and how many queries that you want at that time. So I'm just going to add a photo of the proof of delivery. So I'm just going to smile, Steve, you're on camera. That looks okay. It's as good as it gets with us. So there's the proof of delivery. And then I'll maybe just tell Terence that I've delivered it and he needs to contact them. So Terence, this has been delivered. Please contact Coastal Electric to arrange installation. And then also I've been asked to get a signature for this. So I just got to get a signature. So just sign. And also I'm going to print that signature onto the shipment. And it'll be printed in the background and delivered back to my message. So yep, there it is. There's if I use a PDF reader, I'll be able to see that particular shipment with the signature inserted. So that could be emailed off to the customer, to Coastal Electric. But meanwhile, Big Natalie is watching me in the office.
So in the back office, if I come back to this shipment, so refresh everything, you probably might have seen it during the presentation. All the information in the chat is displayed here. So here we can see that it's only really been Anne dealing with this. I can actually look at this in this. I'm not part of this particular chat in there, but I can still see it from the back office looking at my shipments in Sage 300. I can check, oh, this is my proof of delivery, and oh, great, customer Steve looks really happy with his backpack and Sage mugs. I can see the conversation. I can see the PDF here with the signed shipment. So behind the scenes, what we have is in Extender, the only thing that is really relevant from a configuration point of view that we want to touch on is the workflow rules. So this is where we're going to configure for our shipment notification. What is the exception? So in this case, it's all order shipments, and we have two types of shipments to location 1. So here we're saying, okay, location is one, and Anne is the delivery person and gets an alert. All the other ones, it's Terence. So this is something that is very easy to configure based with chosen location, but you can pick up the fields that we've pre-configured or any fields really that belongs to the shipment. And you can have groups of approvers if you want multiple people to be part of that chat. So this is really what the important thing is, to work out who's going to receive the alert, how you determine what an exception is, and that's for you to consider, to configure and consider as well. So that was scenario number 1 around order shipment. In our next scenario, we're moving to AP processes, focusing probably more on compliance than customer service. And here the scenario is that I can change EFT vendor details in Sage 300. And again, that can happen on the desktop or the web screens. And as an admin person, I need to file all the supporting documents. Then in the alert, and we'll review, notice there's a change, and possibly ask some questions around why. And then I can chat back to her through the app on the Windows machine. And in Sage 300, again, we can see the chat being displayed, and we have access to some logs and to some workflow rules. So if I go back to Sage 300 and go to EFT setup, I'm going to change my vendor 1200 chloride because I've received an email from Ronald from chloride that I need to change the vendor. So, in practice, I would open the PDF and see what the details are. I might even call him to say, is it a valid email? But then, okay, he's changed his account number and there's no more ink in the name, let's say, for example. I can then file the whole email here in my EFT document. So that is using document management link, which is additional to TeamWork. And I can file, this is the changes from today. So I'm going to change it in that. And I can also file just the PDF. So that's part of my job. I need to keep those details in sync. And I've changed that. I'm going to save. Again, as I'm saving, an alert is being sent to Anne, hopefully. Yes.
Yep.
And to me at the same time.
So yes, this alert's been sent to a group of myself, Natalie, and Steve, and we see that the EFT details have changed. And I'm just going to ask Natalie, has she filed away? Natalie, have you filed away the instructions from Ronald?
Hey, I see Anne doesn't always trust me, so. I've confirmed and I've called Ron to confirm it's a valid change. I could attach some of the documentation to support it if I was concerned.
I should have known not to ask you that question. Thanks, Natalie. Or Lee.
Okay, so now I've confirmed that everything was in order. You could obviously ask, different questions. Doesn't have an impact with the bank or anything that you want. And of course, I can then come back here and check that I've got my, communication that's filed away here. And the documents that are in DML ready for the auditors if they need that. Now, as previously, we have our workflow rule. And I'll just show it to you just to consolidate that the configuration is really simple. Here we're saying any change to EFT vendor details go to Anne, but again, I could have multiple people or I could have different people depending on the type of EFT or the different file type in EFT, any of the important thing in EFT. So in our last scenario, we're going to look at GL batches. Now, why do we need exceptions and alerts around GL batches? Typically, subledger batches, we kind of assume that the transactions at the source, your AP invoices, your purchase orders, your orders have been dealt with and are valid. So we've configured it that there is no alert for subledger batches. But if somebody posts a batch or tries to post a batch to with an entry to a revenue account, we want to alert Steve and Anne because we want to make sure that the revenue hadn't been tampered with, that there is a good reason why we're journaling directly into the revenue account. So we're going to have all these questions, and I think in this case, Anne is Steve, and I'm Anne, providing reason in the chat. And again, we will see what that looks like in Sage 300. So hopefully our auditors are happy. So now if I go to my GL batches, for the sake of time, I have entered the batch already. It has amounts to the revenue account. I'm just going to try and make it ready to post. So we're using the ready to post flag as the control here.
And I see that they're trying to make ready to post a batch, which has posted, so it's a GL batch. It hasn't come up from AR, where they're going direct to the revenue account. So as always, we'd have to ask why are you journaling direct to the revenue account?
Add me.
And I forgot to add Natalie. So first I've got to say to Natalie, it's just add Natalie. So obviously I need the ability to be able to add users to a chat. So you can have some users who can't do that. But in my case, I can. So I can see Anne's added some members. And I'll ask her again, why are you journaling direct to the revenue account, Natalie?
So we see that generally it's Steve who answers these questions, but he's away and Anne realizes she needs to ask me. So I can see the chat has popped up here on my chat that I'm running on the Windows app. So you can use it in different devices. And now I can reply that the customer was in the wrong region. So I am reallocating to region 10, and the customer's coding has been updated too. So it won't happen again. And again, I could even from my Windows app, I can attach a document or an image here. Instead of just chatting, I could actually add a document. So from my machine, not just from my phone.
Great. Don't forget to rerun the sales reports.
Yep, sure, I will. So now I can go back to Sage, and if I look at my batch 234, I can see that the alert was created and was alerted, and has started the conversation. And now we can see we've got 2 people in that chat and in Natalie, all being displayed in the back office. So anyone who has rights to see the batch and to see notes in Sage 300 in Information Manager can see that conversation. Plus, we can obviously run reports on the chat, as well as we have our extender inquiries, which will track the alerts being created. So even if you were to delete everything from your from the app, from the phone, or if you lose your phone, everything will still be available in the extender inquiries and the simply chat inquiries. So that's the scenarios we wanted to show you. In this case, I won't show you changing the business rule. It is very similar. You configure it in your workflow rules. And if you find that there's too many of these alerts and you actually want to enforce it as an approval, it is very easy to change your alert from an alert to an approval, because we have these approval templates as well. So to summarize, TeamWork lets you is a centralized collaboration platform which helps you to remove email, WhatsApp, phone call overload with access to have increased accessibility. Anyone can discuss securely about Sage 300 records wherever they are. It's all in real time, no delay, so your communication, your decisions are accelerated. And it improves auditability and compliance because everything is logged and audited within Sage 300 for all the key decisions. If you like what you see and you want more information, we have a webinar next Tuesday where we will expand on this, have more scenarios and a bit more detail about what we've shown today. We also have a lot of details on how to get started with TeamWork on the ORCID's help, and also there's actually some on the AutoSimply as well. We will be at TPAC in South Africa in a month, so hopefully we see you. We have a whole day's pre-con training on the Saturday at the hotel where the conference is held, and then we will be in Toronto in June 2026 for more training. So now we can answer any questions.
Awesome. Looking forward to the TPAC, both TPACs as well. Must say, Anne and Natalie and Steve and the team are very regular faces at TPAC, and we are always thankful of their support. Thanks so much for that presentation. It was great.